Hello from the show floor at Apex 2026. I'm Eric with EMSNOW. He's Joel with Koh Young America. She's Solin from Koh Young Europe.
That is correct.
Thank you for joining me. Listen, I wanted to get a sense about the collaboration, right? About what happens. You know, Koh Young's a global company. Obviously, you're selling in all the regions. You each represent two very important regions for the company. But yet there's also, it's not always competitive. There's some collaboration and cooperation among. So tell us about that.
I think it's really all of that. We have so many shared customers, right?
Yeah.
And we have very similar markets in terms of the makeup of the customer types.
Mm-hmm.
The segmentation that we use with regards to how we classify customers, very similar. You know, industrial, mil-aero, computer server, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a lot of commonality, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of commonality. So it certainly makes sense to to talk on a regular basis. We meet quarterly these days, right, in Korea for our quarterly reviews with Dr. Koh, and that's a great opportunity to to share and catch up and strategize and make sure that we've covered all the bases.
Yeah, no, and that sounds. Would you be in agreement with these?
Absolutely, absolutely. I always feel like Joel mentioned, we meet every quarter, and we're having all other subsidiaries as well, like China, Southeast Asia, and of course Korea, Japan. And it's so interesting because I feel like always we have this connection, where Europe as well as America, we think the same. So when we have discussions, right, to collaborate, etc. And you can clearly see that the other Asian regions, especially, they have a similar mindset because of their markets, because of the similarities, and same for us. So it is really important that we have an exchange there and we support each other. And also in terms of, we have a lot of mid and small sized accounts. We don't have those super duper big, huge accounts, right? Yeah. For us, each and every small customer counts. And I think this is also a big agreement we have on, or something we share, we have in common. That is really important.
Strategies are similar because of that. Yes. So we can share information and collaborate on how we build those strategies as well.
Okay.
And that drives development, right? Because in the headquarter, we have products, especially software,
asking for the same things.
Yeah, so we ask for the same things, and of course, our other counterparts from Asia, they have different customers who have different needs, so they would ask for different things. Yeah. And I think if we wouldn't have America, we'd be like really alone.
Yeah, we have to team up on them.
Exactly,
right?
We have to team up, and that is so great to have each other, because then our voice becomes stronger for our customers in our regions, and we can also, steer developments towards a very specific direction that we want for our customers. Our customers need.
Right. That's an excellent point.
It is.
And what about from a service support side? Is there any commonality, any sharing of best practices? Do you guys?
Absolutely. Actually, I just talked to one of Koh Young America's engineers who was like, oh, he's quite new. So he joined not even a year ago. He said, oh, recently I had like a team session with one of your engineers, and it was like, it became super late for him, but he was like staying with me. I love that. I love to hear that. It's so nice. I was talking to another engineer who did an evaluation in Mexico, and he was like, oh, one of your engineers contacted me for the results. So it happens on a day-to-day basis, and on the service side as well, right?
In the past, we have always taken our service manager to Prototronica for collaboration with the service team in Europe on Solin's team. And again, best practices, all of that.
Right? I bring that up because that is, selling the initial piece is something. It's that service that really keeps them and resells the product, right?
We all know that the easiest place to grow is with happy customers.
Exactly right.
I've said this from the beginning, and will continue to the very end, that our service team is immensely important in keeping our customers happy and allowing us to grow with them as we introduce new systems, new technologies for their existing lines, and as they put in additional lines. It's just paramount. It really is hugely important.
So let me just ask then, expectations for the year. I believe you have the distinction of being the #1 for 5th year in a row. Is that right? Or how did that work?
Yeah. I'm not a chess beater, really.
Yeah.
But
America's has
but I
been
do
doing
like to
well.
win.
Yeah. Well, the Americas has been doing well with,
It has.
with
And, you know,
everything
and again,
that's going on.
we
So.
still have to win the business. And,
Right.
And you know, I attribute that to our team, right? Our team and doing what we do and all the things we just talked about. But the reality is and I said this to Solin and Peter and all the visitors that are here from our other branches. You know, we all do better when we all do better, right? I want tremendously for all branches to do very well.
Yeah.
When we do well as a company overall, good things happen for all of us, right? So, you know, our charter is to, again, collaborate, cooperate, and make sure we're doing whatever we can. So Lynn's business is off to a great start as well, and they're seeing a nice rebound, and you know, our situation is continuing to progress in that same way, and you know, the drivers are very similar on both sides. So we say we make hay while the sun's shining, right?
There you go. Yeah, and speak to that because, you know, 24, and then, you know, last year was a rough year generally. You know, not just for Koh Young, it was for the industry, right? But things are picking up again here in 26.
Fortunately, I think the kickstart was at Productronica. This is where we felt, okay, you know, this not that we had all those years, like the last 2 years, like slowly it's, you know, getting a little bit more easier for the whole industry. We felt it, the whole atmosphere. I think Joel was there.
Yeah.
So a big America's team there, right? Yeah, it was super busy for all of us. So that was really good kickstart into the new year. And now, fortunately, we can say we're also getting back on track, also in Europe.
Yes.
So, you know, we have a little, we support each other, but internally it's more like a friendship one, but we have a little competition, of course. We want to, like, you know, beat in numbers also our colleagues from America.
That drives our individual teams, right?
Absolutely.
You know, I was firing my team up yesterday. Come on, we got to go. So she's going to do the same, right? Peter's going to do the same.
And Europe is a different story always because it's not. In the United States, we got United States, Mexico. We're talking two countries. You have 20, God knows how many.
Plus 35 countries.
Yeah, and all the I'm thinking EU. Yeah, you're right. And then there's all that, and there's so much more variability to have to manage through.
Absolutely. So that was a strategy, and I think this is what gave us this success of the past month, because we really individually looked at each country and tried to, if it was possible, to make regions. And we met our partners in these countries, met our distributors. We made really very specific, tailor-made, custom-made strategies for these regions, and this helped us a lot. So fortunately, this is how we have to act.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. We have so many. I mean, you can survive so well here with English and Spanish.
Yeah.
But for us,
yes,
exactly.
There's
I don't know how many cultures,
languages or something like that.
And within that is also history, right?
Yeah,
and then, you know, so that's it's a different chessboard over there,
for sure.
Say,
It's a different model.
Yeah.
It's a different business model. But a lot of the practices still translate, right?
Yeah.
So again, that's really the importance of having that ongoing communication and just making sure we're all attacking the best way we can, whatever the market needs to have addressed. So.
Well, I wish you obviously continued success this year. It should be a very interesting year.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all of us,
Yeah.
and I look forward to catching up later in the year and hearing how you've kicked his butt.
Seeing how the plan plays out, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's you know, I think again with the hyperscaling and some of the other things going on, it's a good sign.
And that's causing some issues on the component side. I talk to people on the hyperscaling because the big ones, you know, who are in some ways overbuying, right? And that causes problems for others then. So, and their ability
right now with
in the memory, exactly.
So there's markets that are affected, and you know, we have to adjust. And fortunately, I think in many cases, you know, our primary customers build everything, right? So they just simply shift from one product set to the other, depending on you know what's in need and what's not, right? Yeah. So you know, that allows us to be well positioned for serving their needs. And again, I think that, you know, the forecast is fairly optimistic. with that being the driver for the next couple 3 years, and let's see what happens from there. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing is guaranteed, is it? And again, we still have to win the business, right? Nothing is given to us.
Right.
So a lot of people think that maybe it is, but it's really not. Competitors are coming after us.
You
fast
are.
and
I mean, it's
furious,
an interesting field in which you operate, right?
They want the
that's
business
the price
too.
you pay when you're number one. There's always someone
There's
behind you.
always somebody chipping away at you. Exactly.
So that's why we have to be even faster, better, and this is our aim. So
good.
And we'll keep doing that.
Yes. Well, excellent. Well, thank you both for taking some time here.
You're very welcome.
Enjoyed this very much.
Likewise.